Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. So, ever since this bullshit of a bullshit ending, which we're still going to get into more about that. I did a live stream not too long ago about The Rock and Triple H. We're going to get to them. We're going to get more to that bullshit very soon. But ever since that bullshit of them screwing over Cody Rhodes for this stupid fictional 17th title run. Also, by the way, if any of the people in here comment that that Ric Flair is not a 21-time world champion, your comment will be removed because you are an idiot that doesn't know anything about wrestling. That there's no evidence or anything like that. You are a WWE shield, okay, that doesn't know anything outside of your echo chamber. Ric Flair is a 21-time world champion. WWE does not acknowledge some of NWA title reigns and does not acknowledge the WCW international brand, okay? All right, you don't know shit about wrestling if you don't do simple research. And I'm not tolerating idiots on my channel, okay, that don't know anything about wrestling, okay? So anyways, I'm going to talk about John Cena here, our fucking bullshit part-time champion, fictional 17th time world champion ever, even though he isn't, because Ric Flair's still a 21-time world champion. But I'm going to talk about his rivals, because ever since this whole announcement of Randy Orton versus John Cena at Backlash for the WWE champion was announced, there's been this bullshit narrative going around that, oh, this is such a great rivalry. This was a great rivalry. Newsflash, this rivalry fucking sucked. And anybody that remembers this rivalry or was old enough to remember this rivalry knows it sucked. This was probably one of the worst rivalries in the history of WWE. The matches sucked. The matches weren't good. They were fast-tracked. Nobody liked it. And you want to know why I know this? Because I remember when the IWC used to trash these matches. I was on YouTube when we were trashing these matches. Well, I wasn't making videos in 2009, but I remember people trashing it. I remember Trademark 629 trashing. I remember Gemini not liking them. I remember Wrestling Jesus not liking them. I remember all the YouTube people back then did not like the Randy Orton John Cena feud. It was one of the worst storylines that they did. And now WWE's trying to prop this up as one of the greatest rivalries ever, and that's a bullshit. All right, that's bullshit. Okay, that rivalry sucked. Okay, they kept doing matches every month off their assholes. Okay, they did gimmicky matches and nobody cared about. I remember Cena in the I Quit match. Randy Orton was beating the crap out of him for most of the match, and then Cena did like a little bit here and there at the end and won. The whole Super Cena bullshit. Okay, nobody liked those matches. I remember people hated those matches, including me. I can name the YouTubers. Most of them are not around anymore here on YouTube, but I remember nobody liked this feud. It was a horrible feud. All right, and now WWE's trying to pretend that people liked these matches. Nobody liked these matches, okay? People were sick of the Orton-Cena feud, okay? That's why they had to kill it. That's why they had to kill it after goddamn, was it Bragging Rights was the last one that they did? I think it was Bragging Rights. That was the one where it was like, we gotta end this now. And Cena won the freaking Iron Man match. That was the one where Orton tried to kill Cena by pressing the pyro buttons or whatever. Like, nobody liked this feud. Okay. WWE tried to make this storyline, or tried to make this rivalry like they tried to make this rivalry like an Austin Rock thing, and it never worked. It was the PG Austin Rock rivalry, which nobody liked this rivalry. Nobody would ever fool this one for Austin Rock. Austin Rock was aura. This shit was just bullshit. Okay? No. John Cena's greatest rivalry was not Randy Orton. And some people want to bring back it to Edge. No. John Cena's best rivalry will always be my boy CM Punk. Because CM Punk elevated John Cena. Okay? He elevated John Cena. John Cena had shitty matches. Okay? The only person that was able to get anything out of him before CM Punk was Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 23. That was a great match. WrestleMania 23, Shawn Michaels, that was the first time where Cena actually was tested, okay, and actually had to do shit, okay? CM Punk was the first person that took John Cena, okay? He took John Cena and he made him do something different. They had intrigue aura going on in that Money in the Bank match. Okay? And even the matches he did before Money in the Bank when he worked with Cena were still good too. Some of the underrated matches he had with Cena on Raw and stuff like that. Okay? Before the Money in the Bank match. Okay? CM Punk elevated John Cena. Okay? Only person other than Shawn Michaels to elevate John Cena. Okay? Because Cena was never doing anything other than his little here and there moves that he would do. He was nothing. Cena is the most overrated wrestler in the history of WWE. And yes, John Cena, you can take that to the bank. All right? I don't give a shit what you say about me. You sucked. Okay? You still do. Okay? You sucked back then, and you suck now. All right? I'll say it. I'm not going to apologize, and then you pretend that the fans weren't apologizing to you. No, fuck you. I never liked your wrestling. Okay? You what you say about how you what's it called? How you ruined wrestling and stuff like that. You fucking did. You got rid of the fucking good fucking Undisputed title, even though the Attitude Era title was better than the Undisputed title. You got rid of that title and you brought in that stupid spinner bullshit. And fucking because of you, John Cena, every fan has to deal with the stupid big ass logo in every WWE championship ever since. It was you and your spinner belt that started that tradition. So yeah, fuck you. Just for that. Because that is not what a title should look like. And it was your spinner belt that started that tradition. Because ever since the spinner belt was introduced, every fucking WWE championship we've had after that spinner belt has been the fucking big ass logo in the middle and no globe, no eagle, no nothing. Bland as bland can be. And it's you that started that. So fuck you. Okay? I don't forgive. I don't forget. Okay? It was you. You that started that. It was you. You're the reason why I can't see a globe in the middle out of my world champion anymore. You started that. Undisputed title had a globe in the middle. The Big Eagle, my favorite WWE championship design, had a freaking globe in the middle. The Winged Eagle had a globe in the middle, though it's overrated because it's too small. The champion before that, I forget what that one was called, the Hogan title, that had a globe. They all had globes in the middle, and that's what a title is supposed to be. A world champion is supposed to have a globe in the middle because that means you are the world champion. Okay? Globe in the middle. Not some fucking stupid WW big ass logo in the middle, which is what your title started. Okay? Your spinner bling bling sideshow bullshit started that. Okay? But yeah, CM Punk, okay, the only man who had a rated 5-star match with John Cena, okay, even though Shawn Michaels should have too, because Shawn Michaels was a 5-star match as well. But of course, we all know who fucked that one up. But yeah, this whole rivalry crap, who was John Cena's greatest rival ever, is obvious who his best rival was. It's CM Punk. CM Punk elevated John Cena. He elevated John Cena. Okay? He made Cena better than he was before. Because before, he had PG feuds. Okay? He had garbage feuds where he just did his Super Cena bullshit and call it a day. CM Punk was like, nah, we're not doing that shit with me. You know, he fucking kicked him in the head when he did the 5-knuckle shuffle. He started that, okay? You know, he's like, no, we're not doing this Super Cena bullshit that you do when it comes to my matches, okay? So he changed the game of how to wrestle John Cena going forward, okay? Because after that, people started to get creative with how to work with John Cena's Super Cena bullshit booking. Nobody did that before CM Punk. All right, they all did the garbage. They did all the garbage crap and then tried to get their shit in. Okay? CM Punk didn't allow that shit. John Cena himself has even said that his best match was the Monday Night Raw match between CM Punk for the right to go to WrestleMania against The Rock for the second time, which again, terrible main event, but terrible main event between Rock and Cena, I should say, the second one. But CM Punk versus John Cena on Raw for the right to face The Rock at WrestleMania for the title. That match was, according to John Cena, he said that was his best match to date. How coincidental that even John Cena himself, heel or face not, has even said that that was his best match involving CM Punk. CM Punk is his greatest rival. Period. End of story. Okay? There's no debate. There is no debate. Okay? There is no debate on this. CM Punk was his best rival. Okay? And while I would want to put Shawn Michaels in this conversation, Shawn Michaels really wasn't a rival to John Cena. Yes, he faced him at WrestleMania 23. But outside of that, in their 1-hour Raw match, they never really had an intense feud because they were both baby faces. All right. They kind of were distanced, unlike Undertaker and Batista, who still kind of continued to feud against each other afterwards. So I can't put Shawn Michaels in that category because he didn't really have multiple matches and multiple pay-per-view matches with Cena one-on-one. Okay? But like I said, outside of Shawn Michaels, who else really elevated John Cena? I wouldn't even say Triple H. Triple H wrestled him a couple of times, but did Triple H really do anything that really elevated Cena differently? Not really. Triple H had his typical match with John Cena. Okay? So I wouldn't even put Triple H in that category. All right, and I don't think he had enough matches with Cena either. He had the WrestleMania 22 match, and they had the Vengeance Night of Champion. Was it? No, it was just at. Was it just at it was at Night of Champions. They had already changed it to just Night of Champions. But he didn't really have that many feuds with him. And I didn't think they got the best out of any of those matches that they had. I thought they could have been better than they were. Now, of course, Cena was supposed to face Triple H at WrestleMania 23, but of course he injured his knee at New Year's Revolution, and so that's why Shawn Michaels got to face him instead at WrestleMania 23, which ended up being the better decision in my opinion. Because again, as I've already said in this video, as I wouldn't have been able to say that in this video, is outside of Shawn Michaels, CM Punk is the only person who's elevated him. And if that match never happened, then CM Punk would be the only person who elevated him. So that's, again, Shawn Michaels versus Cena was never actually supposed to happen originally. So, just imagine that. Just imagine that Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23 would have faced Edge or Randy Orton instead. Because I think that was what was going to happen. I think, I don't know for sure, I think Shawn Michaels was going to face Edge or Randy Orton at WrestleMania 23 had Triple H not gotten injured. I don't know that for sure, but it always felt weird that Edge and Orton were like out of place in that WrestleMania 23 Money in the Bank match. It always felt out of place that they were in that at that point in their careers. Maybe Orton was more likely to be in that match because he had only been a world champion once by that point. I believe. So maybe Edge would have been the person who faced Shawn Michaels instead at 23. But I know for a fact that Michaels wouldn't have been facing Cena had it not been for Triple H getting injured. So again, match that might have never happened had it not been for certain events. But again, CM Punk was his greatest rival. That's not even up for debate. That is not even up for debate, guys. This Randy Orton feud, like, no, fuck that shit. I don't care. I'm not gonna be interested in their backlash match. I don't care if it's Orton's hometown or anything like that. I don't care. Their matches were never great. They were never good matches. I'm not interested in it. I'm especially not interested in a heel version of it because then it's just gonna be reverse. It's just gonna be like, oh, Orton's gonna do the things that Cena did, and Cena's gonna try to do the things Orton did. And you know another thing is too, it's a one-on-one match, so Cena's probably just gonna get himself disqualified because he's a heel, right? Just no, I don't want to fucking see this match. I don't fucking care. I'm just not into this at all. I don't fucking care. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see this match. I don't want to see any matches involving Cena for the title because it's just all bullshit. Now we got CM Punk is going to be wasting his time with Seth Rollins even longer. Probably going to be facing Braun Breaker at some point, which could be an interesting match, but he should be going for the world title. I heard a report that Drew McIntyre is going for the world title. I'm like, motherfucker, like, what about LA Knight? Yeah. What about CM Punk? Where's his goddamn title match? What the fuck? They're going to run it back. No, I think they're going to run it back in Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. But again, it's all pointless because, again, it's going to be one of those things where, Punk's going to get cheated or whatever. They're not going to give him the title back. They're going to probably give it back to Cody at SummerSlam. That's what's probably going to happen. It's going to be Money in the Bank's going to be Punk. He's going to get screwed in some dumb fucking way. And then it's going to be fucking Cody at SummerSlam getting the title back or some shit. That's what I've heard. I've heard that he's going to win the title back at SummerSlam, which, again, is fucking stupid because nobody even takes it seriously anymore. Cody got beat in some bullshit fashion with a title. Got hit with the metal plate twice in the turnbuckle. 3 AAs, one that was off the turnbuckle. Kicks out of all that shit, but can't kick out of getting hit by a title. Fucking stupid. They made Cody look fucking stupid in that match. All because The Rock couldn't fucking show up. Fucking no, it's not debatable. CM Punk is fucking John Cena's best rival. Period. End of story. I don't want to hear anything else about it. I'm out. I'm the Ultimate Goku moderator. Peace.